starting with our angles. Okay, so an angle is the intersection of two rays at an endpoint. So I have this ray. Remember, a ray goes indefinitely in one direction. So I have this ray, AB, and then I have this ray, AC. So this would be angle BAC. Guys, the way you order angles matters, okay? If you're using 3 letters to label an angle, this middle letter is where the vertex is, okay? So I could say angle BAC or angle CAB. Either order matters, but I couldn't say like angle ABC, okay? So the middle letter, when you're using 3 letters to identify your angle, the middle letter has to be where the vertex is, okay? What was your question, sir?
Is that technically a plane?
It could be a plane, because there are 3 non-collinear points. Okay, what is a vertex? A vertex is the common endpoint of an angle. So again, if I have this angle, BAC, A is the vertex. Right there is your vertex. We need to know what a vertex is. It's where 2 rays or 2 line segments meet. Okay? It's the end point of an angle. Okay, what's a right angle? 90 degrees. So it's an angle with a degree measure of 90 degrees. So remember, that symbol right there denotes a 90-degree angle. Okay, then we have acute angles. Acute angles are angles with a degree measure less than 90 degrees. So if I have this angle ABC, if this is 50 degrees, that is considered an acute angle. Think, because we're then going to have something for more than 90 degrees. Think, acute angle, like, oh, you're so cute, you're so little. Okay, acute angle is like a little angle, less than 90 degrees. Okay, and then think of like obtuse. You're obese, you're huge. Okay, obtuse is a big angle. Acute is a cute little angle, less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is larger than 90 degrees. Okay, so that would be something like this. I have like A, B, C, if this is like 120 degrees. Angle B is an obtuse angle. It's bigger than 90 degrees. Good with that? Acute, little, less than 90. Obtuse, big, bigger than 90. Straight angle. A straight angle is an angle with a degree measure of 180 degrees. So a straight angle is essentially just a line. That's a straight angle. It just makes a line. That line has a measure of 180 degrees. We all know a straight line has a degree of 180 degrees? Yes? Okay. We good to go to the next page? Okay. What do you think congruent angles are? Angles that are the same, not same line, but the same amount. So if I have an angle here, this is angle A, and it's 30 degrees. If I have another angle here, and this is angle B, if that's 30 degrees, You can say the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B. Because they're both 30 degrees. That's one way to say it. The measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B. You also can say angle A is congruent to angle B. Okay? So if you say the M in front of the angle, that means the measure of angle A. Okay? If you use the measure of the angles, you put an equal to sign. If you're just saying the angles without the M in front, you put a congruent symbol in between. Good? Okay, adjacent angles are two angles that share a common side and a vertex. They're next to one another. They're adjacent to each other. They're right next to each other. Okay, so if I have something like this, this is angle 1, this is angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent to each other because they share a common side, this side right here, right? And they share that point, which is a vertex. Are we good with our vocabulary? That's all our vocabulary we're doing today. Okay, so let's go to page, what page are we on? Page 11. The one that says angles. Okay, an angle is formed by two blank with a common endpoint. Two rays. Good job. This common endpoint is called the vertex. Good job. The rays are called the what of the angle? We haven't gone over this yet. I was just seeing if anyone. The sides. You name an angle using 3 letters. The middle letter must be where the vertex is. Okay? The middle letter is where the vertex is. You also can use a single letter, so you don't always have to use 3 letters. You can use a single letter if there's only one angle located at the vertex. So if I look at this picture, there's only one angle at vertex B. So I could just call this angle B. Now I also could call this angle ABC or angle CBA. Okay? 3 different ways to label it. We would always use the type of letters we have here, which are uppercase letters. So I could say angle B or angle ABC or angle CBA. Did I answer your question? We good? Okay, when you're referring to the measure of an angle, you use a lowercase m. That's what I said before. That m stands for the measure of angle ABC is 60 degrees. Okay? Notice when I have my angle measure, there's a what symbol? A degree symbol. Okay? We good with that? So let's name these angles. This one is a little small one. So this one's our what angle? Acute. Because it is less than 90 degrees. This one's big and fat. It is obtuse. Because it is greater than 90 degrees. This one is a right angle because it is equal to 90 degrees. And this one is a straight angle because it is equal to what? 180 degrees. Guys, all year long, it's going to be super important that you know these 4 different types of angles, okay? We good? Okay. Name the vertex of the angle. Your vertex is the point where the 2 rays meet. So where is my vertex of this angle? At K. A vertex is a point, so how do you label a point? Just a capital K, uppercase K. Name the sides of the angle. And it's what kind? A line segment, a ray. So it has an endpoint, but does it have a second endpoint? So that would be a ray. So we would say ray KL. Remember, you denote that with a line with arrow going one way. So ray KL. And then what is the other side of the angle?
KJ.
What KJ? Ray KJ. Okay, now we're going to say 3 different ways to label this angle. Okay, so the first easy one, there's only one angle at vertex K, so I can just say angle K. What's another way I can name this angle?
LKJ.
Angle LKJ. What's a third way? Angle JKL. Notice both of these that I used 3 letters. What's the middle letter? K, which is where the vertex of the angle is. Okay? We good with labeling or naming our angle. Okay? Again, order matters. There is more than one correct way to do it, but there are also wrong ways to do it. Okay, classify the angle. It is obtuse. We are larger than 90. Okay, so example 2. Where's my vertex?
S.
At S. What are my sides?
SR.
Ray SR and Ray ST. Okay, 3 ways to name the angle.
Angle
Angle
S.
S.
RST.
Angle RST. And
Angle TSR.
again, notice the middle letter of our 3-lettered angles is S, which is where the vertex is for my angle. Classify this angle. This is a right angle. How do I know it? Oh, right angle symbol right there. Good? Okay, congruent angles. If the measure of angle A is equal to the measure of angle B, which they are, bless you, which they are, they're both 75 degrees, then the angles are congruent. How do you write that the angles are congruent? When I write that I have congruent angles, do I need the M out in front anymore? No, I just put angle A, then what? Congruent symbol, so your equals with the squiggle, and then angle B. Angle A is congruent to angle B, and the measure of the angles are equal to each other. Okay, the measure of the angles are equal, the angles are congruent. Good? Again, anything super hard? Super specific though, right? Okay, Again, this is going to help us be successful all year. You need to know these very specific requirements. Okay, so what would I call BD? Okay, it is an angle bisector, but just looking, it starts at B and it goes. So ray BD, so if a ray that divides an angle into blank, 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 two congruent what? I can't hear you, sorry, two congruent. So angles. Guys, if it's a segment bisector, it is dividing it into two congruent segments. If it's an angle bisector, it is dividing it into two congruent angles. Okay? Notice how I'm denoting that on the picture. This and this. That means those two angles are congruent to each other. Okay? In the diagram to the right, what is my angle bisector? It's a ray. So ray, BD. Ray BD is an angle bisector. Therefore, okay, if I'm labeling this angle right there, okay, the top part, can I use just one letter? If I call it angle B, which is where the vertex is, there's one angle B, there's two angle B's, there's three angle B's. So if I just say angle B, which of the three are we talking about? We have no clue. So this is a time you couldn't use just one letter to name the angle. Okay? So angle ABD, ABD is congruent to what?
To BDC.
To BDC? DBC. Angle DBC. Okay. Could I say CBD? Is angle DBC and CBD the same? Yeah. Okay. I could flip-flop the order, but what must be in the middle? B. The vertex. Very good. Are we okay with an angle bisector? It cuts the big angle into two smaller congruent angles. Good? And it's divided by a ray. Okay, perpendicular lines. Two lines that intersect at a right angle are perpendicular lines. We talked about this last class. Two lines that intersect and form a right angle are called perpendicular lines. The symbol we use for perpendicular, remember, is that. In the diagram to the right, we could say L is perpendicular to M. Good? Okay, now a perpendicular bisector. A line, segment, or ray perpendicular to a segment at its what? Midpoint. So remember, we talked about this a little bit last class as well. In order to be a perpendicular bisector, the lines must be perpendicular, and it must also be a bisector. To be a bisector, it has to go through the midpoint. Okay? In the diagram to the right, what is the perpendicular bisector? of line PQ? So this line right here, PQ, what's perpendicular? What's the perpendicular bisector to PQ? What is LN? A line. So I would put a capital L, capital M with a line with arrows. LN is the perpendicular bisector to? Is PQ a line? PQ is a line seg because there's not arrows at the end. Line, no arrows at the end. Okay? Again, looking just at the picture, how would I know that this is a perpendicular bisector? First of all, it's perpendicular. That means it's perpendicular. How do I know it's a bisector? These two are congruent pieces. Bisector means it goes through the midpoint, therefore these segments must be congruent. And it's shown on here by those little dash marks that it is. Okay? We good? Okay. Write another name for angle CBF. So CBF. What's another name for angle CBF? Angle. Can I just say angle B? No, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 9 or 10 different angles at vertex B. So we cannot use angle B, or we cannot just use the letter B. Yes, sir? Yep. So what is it, guys? FBC. Very good. Name the sides of EBD. EBD. Of angle EBD. What are my sides? What's my sides of angle EBD? BE and BD. Why am I putting the B first? Because I want my ray to look like that. BE and BD. Okay, then we are going to classify angle ABC. Angle ABC is a straight angle. Give an example of an obtuse angle.
Angle DBE.
DBE. Angle DBE, is that larger than 90 degrees? Yep. Okay. Name 2 congruent angles. Do we remember on a picture how you can see if you have congruent angles? It's the little like curve in the angle. Okay, do I see this right here and this right here? That means those are congruent angles. So I can say angle EBA, and that's my and symbol, guys. Angle FBC. Okay, name the perpendicular bisector. So where do I see a line segment, or a ray that's cutting another line into 2 congruent pieces and it's perpendicular? Say it again, sweetie. BD, very good. Do we see that these 2 pieces right here are congruent? Do we see that we have a 90-degree angle? That means ray BD is my perpendicular bisector. Good? Okay. We also sometimes use numbers to identify our angles. Okay? What is the vertex of angle 2? So here's angle 2. What's the vertex? T. Right there. There's angle 2, so T is the vertex. Name the sides of angle 4. What is it? T. TZ, Ray, and Ray TW. Write another name for angle 3. So what's another way I can label angle 3? Angle UTZ. Notice anytime it's an angle, guys, what has to go in front? The angle symbol. Okay? What's another name for angle 1?
Angle YTX.
Angle YTX. Good? Now we're going to classify. Classify YTW. YTW. I went the wrong way. That's a what?
Right.
Right angle. Bless you. YTU. YTU is obtuse. It's more than 90.
Q.
XTU.
Q.
Acute. It's less than 90. Okay, and then we have WTZ. Sorry, WTX. WTX is a straight angle. Okay, name two perpendicular lines.
CY and WX.
ZY and WX. It said lines, so how should I label them?
Arrows on both sides. Arrows.
You're right. A line above it with arrows at both ends. And then name an angle bisector. Remember, an angle bisector is a ray, so tell me a ray that cuts an angle into two congruent pieces. Ray TU. We good? We are done for today, and the bell's ringing in 30 seconds, but we do not leave in 30 seconds, remember. Okay, we are in here until 10:55. Let's go over a little bit of my rules for advisory. When you are in here during advisory, you are working productively on my work. If you're done with my work, do another class's work. You are working productively. When y'all are working independently, do I let you have your phones out? Yes. So during advisory, can you have your phone out? As long as you are being productive. When I say have your phone out, I mean like you're listening to music or something. We're not like just texting people or Snapchatting, okay? We are working productively during advisory. The only time you are allowed to leave my class to go to another teacher during advisory is if you have a pass. That's not a me rule, that's a campus rule. We are not allowed to just send y'all out to another teacher during advisory. So if you need to go to another class during advisory, you need to plan ahead. Okay? You need to plan ahead.